welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, it's the last of my redeco week, but basically I've chosen to do this Shopkins by Squish-Dee-Lish squishy. I decided to redeco it because it has got a few paint marks on, a few little kind of paint peels on it, and it's just a squishy that I'm not really 100% keen on. Like, I don't know why, I just don't really like it that much. I think the little chocolate chips kind of like spots on it or something, that it just really is not appealing to me, and I don't really like the look of it. I know, I probably shouldn't be so brutally honest, but that's just the truth behind why I'm redecoing this one today. So anyway, what I did to redecorate this one to begin with was I took my scissors and just rounded off the top to actually make it really even. When I actually looked at the squishy before, it was kind of like had a lopsided point to it, which was completely fine as it was a muffin, but I wanted it to be kind of rounded at the top. So I just took my scissors and rounded off the very top, making it nice and kind of smooth towards the paint, because I didn't want to take all the paint off, as I've done that before and it just takes so long to cover up. So I just took off the bits that I needed to. With some memory foam offcuts, I then went ahead and cut out some ears, and I just smoothed these out and rounded them off and just made two of the very same size. I then popped this up to the muffin and then just checked to see if it was the right size and shape, and it was. So what I did was I hot glued them onto the very top of the head. You can of course use fabric glue. A lot of people like shout at me every video for using hot glue, but I like using hot glue, just one little dot just to hold it in place, and then like the fabric paint after kind of keeps it in place more. So it's just kind of like a glue to hold it in place while I paint over it. I don't use a lot to make loads of hard bumps in it, but yeah, that's what I did. Next, taking another small piece of memory foam, I just shaped this out into like a rounded 3D triangle shape, and I'm just going to give this away now, but this was actually shaped as a strawberry. I really wanted to pop a strawberry on the head, so like I said, I just really shaped it out, rounded it off, and made it into a nice little strawberry pointed shape. Going back in with the hot glue, I just popped one little dot on that again, really simple, just one dot as you can see here, and then I just used that to stick it on the very top of the muffin. Next, taking some brown puffy paint, I just applied this all over the top of the muffin. Even though it was brown already, I wanted it to be a little bit warmer, and I just painted this colour with a very thick paintbrush and just kind of stippled it on. And then what I actually did was smoothed it out with my fingers. This was actually a subscriber tip to use, and actually it worked pretty well on this redeco. I think that was because it already had those layers on top. So if I'd like cut off the previous brown colour, then it wouldn't have worked out so well, but it did smooth on really nicely on top of like the previous colours and everything like that that was already there. So yeah, that's definitely a tip if you're repainting your squishies with not taking the outer layer off. Using your fingers to smooth it out really does work. I did actually paint the strawberry and everything in this colour just because I actually mixed up so much of it and figured it would just be a waste if I didn't. So I just covered the whole entirety of the top of the muffin in this colour. So once all the top was completely coloured in, I then moved on with like a lilac-y lavender colour and just popped this all over the muffin case and just kind of swirled it around with my finger to get a really smooth coverage. I also covered up any of the brown which was left over from the top that dripped down and stuff, and just smoothed that out. I actually did 2 coats of the purple in total to completely cover up all the like browny orange colour showing through and any of the markings that was on the squishy. Next I went in with a mini paintbrush and some red 3D's Scribbles fabric paint in the colour Shiny Bright Red, and I just coloured in the strawberry. You can also use red puffy paint. I didn't actually have any left, so I just used the scribble paint for this. Next I took a orangey yellow colour, and this was Scribbles also. I just like using these for little colours when they're already pre-mixed in the exact colours I want. And I just went in with my dotting tool and popped on some yellow on the inside of the ears. So you can probably guess what DIY redeco this one is already, but this video was actually supposed to be a collab, but I really needed to get it up today, so I figured I would just, you know, post it today and do another one for the collab. So yeah, that's why I have another one of these redecos today. Anyway, what I then did was moved on with some white puffy paint and just painted on a little nose in the middle of the cupcake. On the very back of the strawberry, I actually went in with some green Scribbles fabric paint, and I just painted on the strawberries kind of detailing with like that little stalk bit you get on a strawberry. What is that called? I don't actually know what that's called, but the green bit, I painted that on. And then with some white puffy paint again, I popped some teeny tiny dots all over the strawberry to make the seeds. You can do these whatever colour you want. I know the last time I did white seeds on strawberry, a lot of people got mad at me for doing that because there was a discussion over what colour the strawberry seeds are. But I quite like doing my strawberries with white seeds, as you can see them a lot more. Some people suggested yellow, some people suggested green, some people even suggested black. So it's completely down to you what dots you want to put on your strawberry if you do end up making this. So the next thing I went ahead and did was I painted on the face. I feel like you definitely can tell what this is now, but yeah, I did the nose to begin with and I touched that up with a little extra bit of white, and I also then went in and popped on the eyes either side of that. Now you're probably wondering, Chelsea, it looks like you've already got an eye there thanks to that, you know, chocolate chip or whatever that was. I was actually going to use that for one of the eyes and make the face bigger, but for some reason I seem to have forgotten, or I decided against that, but I don't know. Either way, I'm gonna cover it up, don't you worry. So I then went in with the Slick Paint by Tulip. I actually have this in one of the like big tubes which I got from Amazon for about £5, and I just like drew out some chocolate drizzle and popped that all the way over, and I made sure that I actually covered up that chocolate chip bit so we didn't have to look at that anymore. So yeah, I just went ahead and drew out the drizzle line and then filled it in with loads more paint. I did this all the way around and then let that dry. As you can see here, that's the paint I used. But then I figured it was a bit boring, so late last night I actually went ahead and popped on some silicone onto the top. I'm really liking using silicone at the moment for a bit of extra dimension, but I just used it kind of like as whipped cream because I feel like you need cream with your strawberries. Maybe that's like a British thing to have cream with your strawberries, but I felt like that this little muffin just needed cream with the strawberries and the chocolate to give it that bit of extra like oomph. So that's exactly what I did, and I let that dry for another 24 hours until it was completely set and flexible. I also went in and adjusted the face as it was a little bit wonky the first time I did it, so if you see a slight difference, that's because I just painted over the nose and completely repainted that off camera. So I hope you enjoyed this DIY redeco video. I hope you've enjoyed the past 4, by the way. It's been such a struggle doing them every day and finally getting 5 out. I've been like working up until like midnight. I've been getting up at like 7 AM to put layers of paint on, and it really has been a struggle, so I hope you have enjoyed them. Anyway, I'm really happy with how this one has turned out. As I said, I am a bit disappointed about not being a collab, but that was my fault as I just needed to get this one up today as I didn't want to let you guys down, as I know I said that I was going to do 5 back-to-back redeco videos, and I just really wanted to bring you one today. So yeah, as you can see, the squishiness of this hasn't really changed, as I didn't really put that many layers of paint on this time, just 1 of the brown and 2 of the purple, but I definitely feel like it looks better than before because I just like Rilakkuma so much. So hopefully you liked this video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!